What do you think makes the smartest person in the world? The Winston Churchills, the Nelson Mandelas, the Mahatma Gandhis. What makes these people geniuses? What makes Albert Einstein a genius thinking of theoretical relativity compared to someone else? The answer is going to be different to what one might expect. It's not going to be a matter of studying, and it might not be a matter of being born an intelligent genius. I believe that the answer lies here. Not just here, but here, and within the library that is around you. What makes Albert Einstein a genius is not just the fact that his brain capacity surpasses that of any normal individual. No, and please don't misconstrue what I'm saying. Yes, he's a genius, but that is not what gets him all the way. I know many people who are planning to run ultra marathons, planning to do triathlons, and a very good friend of mine named Basil was a world's champion. Gold, silvers, he ran worlds. What did I say with geniuses? Their brain power is a large part of it, but it doesn't get them the whole way. What gets them the whole way is this. The same goes for ultramarathon runners. They will train, but they will also stretch. They will also have glucose powders, protein bars, make sure that they eat well. They do it all together. And so yes, maybe they have a natural capacity. Maybe they have a natural propensity for running physical activity and hard labor. Physical labor. But that only gets him so far. Just like the genius is only brought so far through his raw brain power and his ability to understand the world around him, he still has to study, toil, get credentials, learn, do research. And so the same can be applied with both sides of the coin, be it you being an ultra athlete or be it you being a genius. And so today I want to introduce a couple of the books that I've read and that I'm pursuing. And I want to give you some recommended reading and tell you how it's benefited my life. Now, number one, a lot of people don't like this guy. They say he's lost all his money. They say he was involved in bank frauds. Put that aside for a second and learn. Open your mind to perhaps learn a new concept. Now, this is the author that I'm talking about, not just the book. His name is Robert Kiyosaki. In fact, he's married to a lady named Kim Kiyosaki. And his famous book is something that all of you have heard. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I want you to sit there in your chair. You're probably on your phone, on your laptop, or watching it on the big screen TV. Do you think of yourself? I want you to ask yourself an honest question. Are you rich or are you poor? Because that's the title of the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Are you rich or are you poor? Interesting question. Now, most people are in the opposite category. Those who think they are poor are often richer than those who think they are rich. Because all these people who think that they are rich, oh look at me, I've got all this money, money bags, money in my pockets, money in my bank, money in my safe, cash, gold. Those people, yes, maybe they have a lot of material wealth. But what if they've simply neglected their family, their friends, their relationships, their network to pursue monetary wealth? Who is he that is wise? One who is able to learn from multiple sources. That is what makes a person wealthy. Learning from others. And being a compassionate, respected member of a community. I am a member of many communities. I run a network. Every member, every subscriber of Mike Tug is invited. I always say it's in the link in the biography of the channel. And that's where you can recommend video ideas. We show one another. We help one another. We share ebooks. We share push-ups, motivation, tips, books we've read, information. The network. So what am I saying? I'm saying that you need a network. I'm saying that people are together. And so reading books is a large part of that. So I want you to ask yourself one more time, are you rich or are you poor? The wealth is derived from having a network. That's why I say you need a network. So let me get back to the books, because these are books that I recommend reading and how they've helped me. Robert Kiyosaki explains, most people who think, as I said, I'm saying that that's my leading in. That people who are wealthy, who are monetarily wealthy, might be poor, and people who are poor are monetarily wealthy. I've seen it in my country. People have experienced such immense poverty, but I've seen them. They might be working a laborious job, packing boxes, getting paid a couple rand a day or a couple rand an hour, but yet they share their pup and vorge together. They enjoy their meat while they sit on the floor and share and exchange and break bread together like brothers. That is why the poor often have more wealth than perhaps the wealthy. So that leads me into say what Robert Kiyosaki talks about, the rich versus the poor. In school, if you've ever done any accounting, any bookkeeping, they'll tell you, what is an asset? It's a car, it's a house, it might be a rental that you've got. You see, most things that people believe are assets are actually liabilities. Robert Kiyosaki comes to explain in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, this is a different book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that liabilities take money out your pocket and assets put money back in. And the way to make money, the way to get wealthier is to have a stable source of income, a cash flowing asset that puts money in your pocket and you could earn interest. I'm adding this in here. You got to live off the interest of your cash flow. Robert Kiyosaki wanted a Porsche. He wanted to be rocking in his supercar, or not supercar, but sports car. He first generated the cash flow from his assets to buy it. Robert Kiyosaki. Number 2. Do I even have the book here? So here's Richard Branson, Finding My Virginity. And all of these books, actually, a whole bunch of these, are all basically on the same theme. What Richard Branson's major theme is, he started something called Virgin Records. And soon enough, that grew into an airline. But what happened was, so many of the other airlines started undercutting him because they were conglomerates. They could run at a loss for months. And so, I was going to say, and so he wasn't able to surpass the challenge. But he was. He surmounted the insurmountable. Richard Branson managed to maintain his airline, and look at Virgin today. It's one of the largest airlines. That's my favorite story. All of these books. The other thing in these 2 books is he talks about how you need to have fun. The second the fun is removed from it, there's no purpose in it. I love buying and selling things online. I love taking photos. I love selling things. I actually have a passion for it. So I have that fun aspect. And of course I put in the work and it's tough and I toil. But because I have that fire, that inner fire, it leads me forward. And Richard Branson says that with everything he does, he has an intense love and passion for it. Then there's Elon Musk. Interesting, he's a famous man. Some people have their doubts about him, some people don't trust him. I think that he's a great guy. He started Zip2, that's where he made a lot of money. He was involved in PayPal, he left, he came back. So this is Elon Musk. And apparently his family started the chiropractic associations within South Africa. It's a little bit more involved than that, but that's Elon Musk for you. Super Freakonomics. This is a book where it talks about statistics. So for example, do you think it is safer to walk home drunk, or to drive drunk? Well, according to this book, it might be marginally safer to drive drunk, because most people actually, if they walk, they're more likely to die from a sidewalk, going and stepping in the road and tripping. So that's an interesting book. Then there's Shoe Dog, an amazing book written by Phil Knight, the owner of Nike. He said that he had to borrow so much money from a guy called Onitsumo/Onitsuko. It's a little bit distant in my memory. And his famous rule in this book was pay Onitsumo/Onitsuko first, because he always needed to get out of debt. This man built an amazing business. And the final book that I can recommend is Thinking Fast and Slow, where Daniel Kahneman talks about 2 systems of thinking. System 1 and System 2. System 1 is very simple, quick thinking. So, what's 2 plus 2? 4. You get it. What's 8 plus 8? 16. What's 9 times 9? 81. You don't even have to think. Now, that's System 1. System 2 is where you ask you a riddle. There are lily pads in the pond, and every day it doubles. On day 32 it's full. On what day is it half full? He asks all these little riddles, or he talks about machines and widgets. This book taught me how to think, to understand the difference between System 1 and System 2 thinking. So when I'm busy with my business, trying to work out profits and whatever, I'm using System 2 thinking. Because I'm thinking, this product at this profit percentage with this cash flow. And when I'm reading a book, I'm just reading it, pacing through it, enjoying my time. Do you understand? System 1. Those are the books that I recommend. There's so many more. If you want an exact, science, or you want other people who are involved in reading, a lot of members of our network are very, very well read when it comes to David Goggins' books. When it comes to, I'm going to add in here, even like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, 48 Laws of Power. So if you ever want someone to chat, to be your book club mate, join our group, join our network. It's actually, the link is in the biography. We discuss books, we discuss hardships, and we get through it because we are a network. We share ebooks, we share information together. So I highly recommend that you guys join. That's the Mark Tiger family. We help one another. So with that, I want to recommend all those books, and go watch another video, please. I mean, the only thing that's going to do is get a little bit of money so that mom gets to go out for coffee. So that's all it's going to do. Thank you so much.